right, if you want to see what vinyl floors and awesome doors have to do with the value of your home, stick around.
Yes, today we have local appraisal expert Jay Josephs with Value Trend Solutions and Joseph's Appraisal Group.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. Really nice to be here. Jay Josephs, Joseph's Appraisal Group. I've been appraising for about 28 years.
Today we're going to jump into a topic, though, that isn't 100% appraisal related, so we can discuss it and just kind of give our opinions on it, and that is where we think values are going in the Valley over the next couple of years. We know that we've seen some really good appreciation since the Great Recession, and it seems like every year there's a little bit of worry, like, is this the last year of good appreciation?
I don't know. I actually, now that you're saying that, I just had someone the other day, they're like, oh, well, the values are going to go down. And I thought, well, are we going through a crash? Because I would think if anything, they'll stay the same. Mm-hmm. But do you see them actually going down?
I'm not seeing that. We're at a really healthy supply level. Mm-hmm. I don't see a negative trend anytime in the near future.
That's what I always come back to is what's the supply look like? What's the affordability look like? And what's the actual trajectory of, the appreciation curve? And I was just reading the Case-Shiller report in my notes here. The last 12-month appreciation nationwide has been like 6.2%. And Arizona was pretty much right there at like 6.4%, somewhere in there. So, I mean, that's not unhealthy appreciation we've seen in the past.
Right.
So our professional opinion is we're probably not going to see values dip in the other direction, but we'll just see what happens. So
don't wait.
Don't wait.
Don't wait.
Yeah. You know what I will say is rates have already shown us that they are going to go up. Like we've said for years, rates are going to go up, and they didn't actually go up. But the last 3 months, rates have gone up.
So this is the professional opinion, but you guys, do you agree? Do you disagree? What are you guys seeing out there? We'd love to hear about it.
Perfect. So that's going to bring us into the actual appraisal topic, and we're going to start by a quick little lightning round. So we're going to fire some questions at you. Today's general topic is, does a certain thing that you do to the home increase the value of it or not? And so we're going to start with some extra questions, get us in the mood for doing these fun pieces. Now you've got two little emoji sticks. These are how we're going to have you answer today.
This is awesome.
This is your money's flying away. So this means whatever we're asking, if it doesn't do well for adding value to the home, this is your answer. And this is straight money back. So if you think that doing this to the home would add value to it, there's your answer there.
And if we like you, you'll get to keep those after the show.
So
yeah, we'll even sign them. It'll be awesome. All right, so I'll start with the first question. So, should I add a pool to my home right before I sell it?
No.
Perfect.
Yay, I would have guessed that one. Got it right.
You know what? You're 1 for 1.
I am hired. Okay, should I replace my windows with energy efficient windows?
That's a good question. Barely.
Okay.
Barely. Okay. Should I repaint the exterior of my home to a more trendy color?
That's a tough one. I would say if it makes it more marketable to a greater number of buyers, that's probably a smart move, especially if the current paint is deficient.
My question is, should I landscape the backyard that is still just a dirt patch from when I bought from the builder?
I would say nominal landscaping, yes.
Fair
Extensive 4-tier backyards with planters and ramadas and fire pits and bancos would be this.
So we're kind of like this
yeah,
right now.
depends what you do.
Right in the middle. Should I convert my 1-car carport into a garage before I sell?
Potentially, I'm not positive on the cost, but I would say that could be a good thing.
Okay, perfect. All right, so that gets us into the segment. You get the idea. Some things you do to a home add value to it, and some things you do to a home just let money fly away from you. So
Absolutely.
help us understand why some things work, why some don't, other things don't work, and let's see what...
I think one of the tough things about our lightning round today is things are really neighborhood specific. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Putting dual pane windows in a $800,000 house in Arcadia is going to probably bring you a greater return than doing that in a $60,000 home in Maryvale.
Right.
And so you really have to be aware of what your neighbors have done before you and make decisions that way. It certainly makes it questionable. The other thing that I want to say is upgrade consistently. I have seen people spend...
I know where this is going.
I've been on enough home tours, yeah, but go ahead.
I've seen people spend $60,000 on their kitchen, and their kitchen's beautiful. Mm-hmm. But you have to walk across vinyl floors to get to the kitchen, and then, God forbid, you have to use the restroom, because the restroom's vintage
Which is from
1970.
1970.
Exactly.
Yes!
Very good.
We've probably been in the same houses.
You know what? Yes.
Wow, that's the best I've ever heard it laid out.
That's what a buyer's going to see, too, when they walk in. They're not just going to walk in and fall in love with your kitchen. They're going to be disgusted as they walk to the kitchen. They're going to be like, oh, this is cute.
It almost shines a light on the stuff that's not done.
Does it make the other stuff look worse?
Yes. So does.
Because then all they're thinking is, how much is it going to cost me to make the rest of the house match this kitchen? And like, do I even want to?
Well, so an extreme example. I was at an appraisal, and it was a very nice house in North Scottsdale, 5 acres. I tell this story all the time. And right in the backyard, there's this huge 22-car garage. And he was so...
Were you at my house?
You have that?
Yeah.
He was so proud of this garage. And it was so funny because... And he said it cost like $240,000 or something to build. And so in my head, I'm like, this is a great example of cost versus value.
Right.
And as an appraiser, we're not appraising for that specific buyer that says, I have a use for this 22-car garage. We're appraising for anyone who potentially would look in this neighborhood and who could afford this house. And to that buyer, that value of that 22-car garage is way less than that.
I totally get it. And for you guys, it's real simple. On page 2 of the appraisal, we're going to see a line on him that's going to say, giant garage in the back, or whatever it's going to say, and it's going to have a number that he had to nominally put on there and say, like, this is how much the average home buyer would value that piece. And my guess is that number was well south of $250,000.
Yeah.
So if you're the type, or you think your clients are the type that would like to spend $250,000 to make $125,000, then let's try to avoid that altogether. And that's the entire purpose of going over this thing, so you have that info.
So we just want to give a big thank you to Jay Josephs for being here. I know I personally learned a lot, so thank you.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, perfect. And if you learn anything on this episode, or we validated any other information you already have, share it with your clients or share it with somebody else. And of course, shop me if you need any mortgage services, and give Becky a call if she can help you in any way.
Yes, thank you. And we'll see you next time on The Happy Home Buyer.
Thanks.